Hello, and thank you for inviting me here today. So, my name is Ciaran, and joining me is Patricia Durkin from our Incubate team. Just before kicking off, I'd like to thank the Royal Society, but I'd also like to thank my colleague Angela Mosley, who actually spearheaded this and led it, and unfortunately she can't be here today, and she'll kill me for putting this picture up, but she's not here. So I'm from Queen's University Belfast, the School of Biological Sciences, and we've received our accreditation way back, for us it seems way back, in 2019, and we offer a broad range of biosciences programs: biochemistry, biological sciences, marine, microbiology, and zoology. And they come with a year out in industry with professional studies. The following year, we received our advanced accreditation, and that's for our equivalent of an undergraduate master's or MSci programs, in exactly the same programs, but with that year-long place in one of our labs. So why do we go for Royal Society accreditation? Well, we actually use Royal Society accreditation of a way of harnessing staff and students to work together to improve our curriculum. So we get their buy-in because we have students who are really keen to have the Royal Society accreditation. And for staff, it's not me telling them, we must improve the curriculum, we must do this, we must do that. They find a way of buying in and seeing the importance of it. So we've actually found it really useful. And today I'm going to talk about how we've thought about developing creativity and innovation in our curriculum, and importantly linking that into bio-entrepreneurship. So all of us around the room are here because we care about students and we care about our curriculum and the outcomes of students. So when we think about what we want of our students, we're all thinking about what skills we're developing in them, and for us, importantly, I want to equip the students with the skills required to tackle those big problems that they're going to come across in their careers, be that in the biosciences or outside in the field. So we think about how we introduce real-world scenarios, team working, how they can work effectively as individuals, and we have that really firmly embedded in the Sustainable Development Goals and thinking about promoting EDI and that inclusive curricula. And as part of that, it's how we assess them. So we're thinking about our assessment methods to allow us to evidence all those areas of creativity and innovation. But it's firmly embedded to Queen's in problem solving, allowing them to develop their own problem solving skills and using that as a basis for either working effectively as a team or as an individual. But that's what you need to be a bio-entrepreneur. As a bio-entrepreneur, you're thinking, you're identifying, seeing a problem, you're thinking about that unmet need and coming up with a solution, you're articulating it, and then for the enterprise part, you're scaling it up for industry. So it's no surprise that when we think about entrepreneurial education, it's been part of the new benchmark statements because we recognise the value of it for our graduates. And as Queen's itself, it forms a key facet of our Strategy 2030 strategy. And part of that is around that good graduate attributes, thinking about them to be global leaders, leaders in society, but also as part of where we are regionally as an economic, we're thinking about that bioeconomy. So Queen's has asked us all to look and see where we can introduce entrepreneurial education in its broadest sense into all our curricula, and it fits perfectly within the biosciences benchmark statements. So we've set up an Incubate team, and Patricia's going to tag team with me, and she's going to discuss that, how we support both staff and students to do that. And as part of embedding an Incubate itself, its mission is around this idea of working with our graduates, working with our alumni office, working with ESS as our education support staff and our support services, and thinking about how we embed that right across Queen's in the biosciences. I've heard this word a couple of times a day, but it is true. We're on the start of a journey with this as well. We're only doing this 2 years, and it's something we're embedding in our programs, and this is the framework we're using. We're actually wanting, across all our degree programs that we offer in the biosciences, first of all, when we introduce it, what is entrepreneurial education? Because most people think about it and go, I don't want to be in business, I don't want to do that, and right away they just go, no. So we begin to put it into the context where they can recognise it and understand it. And we use case studies from professionals and from our alumni and also from our academic staff. And then we have a number of spin-outs that very nicely span across these disciplines in Queen's. We have 5 spin-outs from our own school that allow us to map to biochemistry, biological sciences, marine, microbiology and zoology, so they can hear from academics who do it. And then we get the students in their honours year to reflect on, well, where's the innovation in your project? Where have you thought about entrepreneurship? And where have you thought the impact of your project? So we're developing this as they go along. So this is quite a busy slide, but the first thing is a workshop where we introduce it. So we introduce this in our core module in first year. And here we just talk about what entrepreneurship means to them at the very beginning. We do a questionnaire. And we've run this 2 years and we've got the same response 2 years in a row. It's like we've doctored it. It comes up, how close do you feel? And they go 3.3, not very close at all. And they do recognise that entrepreneurial education and innovation is creative, it has leadership, it's with business, but they think it's hard work. They talk about it's money making, and they talk about capitalism and some negativity around that as well. And then after Patricia comes in and works her magic with them and puts it into context for them, we ask them again, well, do you think you could do you have the skills, are you developing the skills to be an entrepreneur? And they move closer to that 10 mark, they move closer at the start of the journey. But here, when you look at it, what they talk about now, it's achievable. They start to think, I can do this, and capitalism drops off, that hard working drops off, and they begin to see themselves as having those skills to become a bioscientist that can also be an entrepreneur as well. And we use this double diamond approach. It's very common in entrepreneurial education, but actually, as scientists, we use this right across the board. We just don't call it a double diamond. We discover the problem, so we think about, well, that's an area, that's a problem we must solve, or the unmet need. We define it, we develop our solution for it, and then we scale it up for industry. But for us, as scientists, our usual avenue would be out, we would publish it. And we were just putting that into context so that we're doing this through our programs already, and we're training you in this area. So we talk about that. We're very lucky. Our alumni are maybe Northern Ireland being quite a small area. They'll come back. They're very welcome to come back onto our programme. So Johnny comes back. He's a senior patent attorney, and he was a previous biological science student. And regulatory affairs, again, we get buy-in from our industrial partners, from our employers forum. And they put it into concepts that they can understand. So Johnny, when he was talking about it, wasn't talking about the bioeconomy or things like that. He was talking about Ed Ciaran and Ed Sheeran's IP issues and things that they actually can relate to. And then we have 5 spin-out companies in the School of Biological Sciences at Queen's. And they're from everything from amply looking biomining, genomic data and transcriptomic data to discover new therapeutics, right through to large geographical survey in the marine beds with our fjordstrom. But these are companies started by academics all in the school that all teach with them. So in second and in third year, they come in and they give these programs talking about how they set up their companies, what the problems were, and what they did, what was their pathway to creating a company, and where they are now. Because they're all at various forms of either what we call spin out or spin in. But it's relatable for them. It's academics who teach them their subject matter every single day, and it's not one-off geniuses or Steve Jobs who's come in with an idea. It's people they're interacting with and assessing with them and they're familiar with. So that was really important to us. And then in final year, well, where are you? Where's your creativity? Where's your innovation? Can you think about the impact of your own study? And that comes through the honours project. We ask them to engage with us, to reflect, where's the innovation in your project? And we assess that. We ask them that question. Where's the impact? Where was the question you were aiming to solve? And why was that important to you for this particular project? And next year, we're also going to introduce the financial literacy aspects of it too. Well, how much did your project cost? If you were coming to cost this for business, what would you be charging not only for your time, but for all the things that you're using? And then I'll go back to Queen's Strategy 2030, but right across the university, we have a number of areas then again that outside of the school, Dragon's Den, what's the big ideas in societies, that they can come to if they want for more information, get involved, or actually start to think about how would I actually do this with some of the ideas myself? And I'll pass over to Patricia.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Yes, I am the imposter in the room. I'm not a scientist. So as Ciaran said, there's a team called Incubate who are a network of different stakeholders at the university to support student and graduate entrepreneurship. My role is to support academic staff to embed entrepreneurial education within the curriculum. And that's because the university recognises that that's the best way to help our students to develop the skills and the confidence around creativity and innovation that are so essential. So my approach to this is to try to avoid entrepreneurial education being seen as a bolt-on. Research has shown that if it is contextualized effectively within the subject, it leads to better student experiences and better student outcomes. And that means moving beyond entrepreneurship as being about starting a business and thinking about it as generating ideas, making those ideas happen, and creating value for others. And it also means building on learning about what entrepreneurship is to learning through entrepreneurial techniques, giving the students the opportunities to understand frameworks like the Double Diamond Framework and to understand the tools and methods and build that entrepreneurial mindset as they approach the different problems that they are given to work through in their modules. So to achieve this goal, I have created this course for staff that is currently pending CEDA certification and currently being piloted at the university. And the aim is to provide academic staff with that foundational understanding of entrepreneurial education. What are the frameworks? What are the, what are the methods and tools? Moving on quickly. So yes, there's a course. And also, because you're going to be talking about AI later, I wanted to just show a little use case of built within the course. I have put a chatbot for staff of how can I embed entrepreneurial education within my particular subject area. And so you can see, mine the one in red, I put in details of my module with learning outcomes, and it comes back with, here are some things that you can do. And my point in this is not just showing off my chatbot, but also that, that you can make changes to your curriculum that could just be minor tweaks, because you're probably already doing a lot that ticks the boxes of entrepreneurial education, and it could just be minor tweaks that will get you along that journey towards entrepreneurial education. And that's just some of the projects that I'll not run through because we've clearly run out of time, but we've got this community of practice for staff, we've got this development of our alumni volunteers, we've got a scholarship for students to undertake their own work on their own business during their placement year, and a bunch of extracurricular entrepreneurial programs. So it's a complete package of support that we're trying to provide to our staff.
Thanks. Just want to say it is a work in progress. These are our students, this is part of the things, and it's really been Royal Society of Biology. They wanted this is something they asked for, we're lucky. We have an engaged group of students, but it's things that they have asked for and for us to do more of, so we're happy to do it. So thank you.